stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hey guys, so I'm basically going to be doing over the next couple weeks. I don't know how long it'll take me to get all these filmed and get them up for you, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a January, I guess it's February already, February mid-year update on all of my kids for homeschool. Each child's different, each child is on a different path, and each child learns different, so they're each going to have different updates, and I figure I'd do one for each one. Spoiler alert. It's been interesting. I also want to say we are working on an assessor. I will have videos for how to find an assessor and what good questions are to ask your assessor in a different video. If that's not this video, but once I have that compiled, I'll post that too. This video is about my youngest, Danny. If you're new here, hi, I'm Leanna. I make videos every week about my family, about how we homeschool, we homestead, and we live a family, live a family. Yeah, that's not a sentence, that's not English. Live as a family here in the US. We were in New Zealand for 2 years, and I did vlog that if you want to go check out those videos. And lately I just make videos about whatever kind of comes across my plate and how we're handling it. This week's video, I should say this week's video because I'm trying to post twice a week. I'm trying to get up to where I post every day, in case you didn't know. We'll see how that goes. I have 4 kids. Probably won't happen, but if it does, hey. Anyways, this video is about my youngest Danny. If you watched her original video, you saw what kind of curriculum I had planned for her this year. I did plan to do kindergarten with her this year. Yeah, in my state of Ohio, she has to have turned 5. I believe it's the April before the following semester would be, and she didn't. She turned 5 like the day before school started, so she didn't qualify for kindergarten this year, so she was not reported to the state as a homeschooler. So she's technically informally homeschooling, and we're just using this year to figure out where she's at and how much she enjoys learning in different ways. So I'm just going to go over what I used, how's it's been going, and if we changed anything, and what we plan on doing, what I've learned so far for next year. So since it's mid-year, I'll probably change it again, and I might do an end of school year update. We'll see. I'm not promising anything. It's weird around here sometimes, so, but I'm just letting you know I will probably have different things I'll change in between now and the next update. So she's in kindergarten. What she can do by February. So she can write all of her letters. She can count to 30 by ones. We're working on counting by 2s to 30. She knows all her colors. She recognizes all of the letters. She can say all the letters. She can write all the letters. She can spell her name. Let's see, she draws really well. She was drawing really well before school, but it's like she's adding details that I don't think most 5-year-olds, or at least I've never seen 5-year-olds do this much detail. She's very bright. She's very interested in learning things. She knows basic physics now. Like, she understands that the earth revolves around the sun. She understands the idea of gravity. She's a very intelligent little kid. Those are all, I like to start off like updates with all good positive things, like you would at a parent-teacher conference kind of thing. That's basically what I'm doing, I guess. But basically, she is doing amazing in my opinion. She knows all of her shapes. She just kind of took homeschool and ran with it. She loves workbooks because she likes to draw, and a lot of the workbooks have a drawing feature with it for each assignment for kindergarten, in addition to writing. So So she does like some classic sit down stuff. We ended up doing about 4 to 5 pages each day, and she's been actually taking some of her practice handwriting workbook and doing that on her own without being told to in the evenings. She just takes it and she goes and sits and she just practices writing. She loves doing that. I think it has something to do with the fact that she loves to draw and she loves the movement of pencils on paper. It just really, it satisfies her and she likes it. We've been working with math, with counting blocks and I don't want to say more counting blocks, but there, you have the little cubes that attach to each other, counting blocks, and then you have the regular little like blue pieces. We've been doing that, and if you guys recall, she did not have a math curriculum. She mainly had pre-K and early kindergarten curriculums that I got her, and I got How Do You Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Lessons book. Haven't really dove into the lessons for reading because she hasn't really been interested in reading, and I didn't want to push her too hard because next year when she starts her formal learning, I don't want her to be resistant to learning. This year I've just been trying to spend it and let her lead me and learn how she learns, because honestly some kids, you know their learning style by the time they hit kindergarten, and some kids you have no idea. And honestly, you can hear her yelling in the background. Honestly, my kindergartner was the hardest to learn her learning style because she's very visual, but she doesn't like videos to learn. She likes video games to learn, which I think all kids like that, or most kids do anyways, but she does not like to watch videos to learn, which some of my older children, that's the way they learn, is they love to watch videos and then they can repeat back to you what is there. She'd rather you read from a book to her, and she'd rather write and do formal stuff, which was surprising to me because I hadn't run into a child who actually enjoys the formal part of homeschool. We don't do school at home, but when you're working out of a book, it feels more formal, and that's the only way I know how to describe it for her. We are using all of her curriculum still. I'm actually surprised. We have, usually by the time we make it to February, there's a lot of stuff that I've just been like, nope, not gonna use it, not gonna use it, not gonna use it. But for some reason, with Danny, we've used all those books. I'm gonna leave a link below to the bottom to my original video about my plan for curriculum for her prior to the school year starting. And you guys can check it out and possibly pick up something for your kindergartner for next year. I'm going to probably repeat a couple of things we have just because she's not entering first grade in the fall. She's entering kindergarten in the fall. If we catch up on the reading part, I'll let her start first grade curriculum this coming fall. But if we don't, that's fine too. I'm okay with that because technically she's not even supposed to be enrolled right now. This is something we're doing to get her ready for next year. I don't push it. We do maximum, I want to say 2 hours, but it's probably more like an hour and a half, an hour to an hour and a half of formal learning with her. We sing songs. She plays video games. She plays with her dolls. We have a lot of the day where it's just free play and she comes over and does stuff with us. Now we do projects together as a family. I try to do it at least twice a week. We used to do it every day. But lately it's with COVID and everything. I gotta sit forward, guys. Sorry about that. Lately with COVID and everything, it's just not been something on the top of my list. I've been trying to get my house back in good shape because I got so sick during that time. If you guys haven't seen that, you can see Where Were We, my Where Would We video, where I explained that we got COVID for the whole entire month of January and half of February, or not half of February, half of December. And we were just so really sick. So honestly, this update was supposed to be done last month to let y'all know what was going on, but I was so sick I couldn't do anything. So honestly, that's where I'm at, trying to get back into the habit of regular stuff. And it's okay, that's why we homeschool. We take time off when we need to, and it's okay. She's not behind, she's actually ahead because she's not even supposed to have started this year. If you have a kindergartner and you're halfway through the semester and you need some ideas, I'm gonna leave a link in my description box to a blog I'm starting where I'm going to try to post there once a week of ideas for homeschooling. It's called This Side of the Nuthouse, and it's at Substack. I want to call it Substack. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description box below. you can go check me out. I'm going to write there and post there regularly of homeschool resources, since we do cover that a lot on the vlog, and it'll give you guys just a little bit of boost on ideas for homeschool. And I could talk about homeschool all day, every day, but this channel is not fully about homeschool. So if you want more homeschool information, I'll send you links to there, and I'll try to find some more resources on play, and why it's more important in the early years that you play with them and you read to them than they are able to read to you and do formal sit-down work. She is a girl, so formal sit-down work has not been hard. And they say that, and people are like, oh, I have a boy who sits still very well. That's great, but classically, boys have a harder time sitting still than girls do. And for so far, my 5-year-old has followed that pattern of girls have an easier time sitting still for longer periods at a younger age. So that is what's going on with Danny. She is very smart. We're working on sounds for letters, and we're working on recognizing certain words, because for her, if she feels like she's reading it, even if she's not actually reading it, but she recognizes the word, it boosts her self-esteem to where she tries harder. And that is something I didn't used to believe in, doing that and giving them sight words, I think is what it's called in the schools. And giving them sight words, I believed more in reading theory. But I found as my kids got older, each kid's different. And with this child, my youngest, wonderful person that she is, she likes the sight words. She likes to be able to say, hey, I know what that word says. So that's what we're doing right now. We have not exposed her to many sight words. It's more of a, she remembers what the word is because she asks us what it said, and then I tell her what it said, and then she proceeds to tell me what it says when she sees it again. We do a very relaxed kindergarten. It's mainly about getting them exposed to wanting to learn more. We are partial unschoolers, and if you'd like, I can do a video on how we unschool. We are partial classical, eclectic homeschoolers, partial unschoolers. A lot of our stuff, if our child has the drive, we will drop all curriculum and follow that drive. And we will go until the end of that road. If my child is just like, I don't feel like learning, we live in the state of Ohio where I have to do an assessment every year, regardless of how they feel, regardless of what they want. And I have to show that we're providing all lessons for our children. So that's why we're partial unschoolers and not full unschoolers. I can do a video on that more later on. Just giving you an FYI, quick short FYI. So if you have seen my curriculum video on my kindergartner, go watch that before you watch this, because this video is not going to make any sense if you don't watch that. But we purchased, and if you haven't watched those videos, I will let you know, we purchased a lot of books at the beginning of the year from our local Sam's Club, our local Walmart, and Amazon. And I got her 4 books in total, and they're different basic kindergarten curriculums that tell you what you want to know, what your child wants to know by the end of the year. Are they a complete curriculum as far as like 50 lessons per everything? No. Do we use other things to supplement? Sometimes. We have supplemented with our own library of books, and I read to my daughter daily. We have supplemented with experiments that I find online and different songs that I find online that help her learn. But for the most part, we kind of stick to the book, because if she gets the concept, we don't need to go over it again. I'm a big firm believer in not repeating if you don't have to. You go at your own pace. If your child learns how to do basic addition in a week and she doesn't, or hell, if they learn basic addition in like 2 days and you want to keep upping the ante and moving forward, by all means. You do not have to stay on a specific spot of a curriculum or a specific spot of a learning path just because the state says that your child should be within the small guidelines. We homeschool, so we have freedom. That's automatically what it is. We want our children to have educational freedom and to learn what they want to learn. I have rambled on for way too long and gone in circles, but that's basically what it is. Kindergarten is the easiest grade. Do not put too much pressure on yourself, especially if your child's not reading by the end of kindergarten. Even if your state requires you to teach, if you go to an assessment and you show them the improvements your child has made over the course of the year, an assessor will agree with me. They made improvements, and the kids don't usually read at 5 or 6. They're usually close to 7 or 8 when they finally read proficiently. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. So that's what we're doing this year. We're not putting the pressure on ourselves. We're going to let our daughter play, and she's just going to learn, and she's going to enjoy learning. So that next year, when we're going to make it a little harder for her, she's ready for it. That was the goal this year, and I think we're accomplishing it really well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on how your child's doing. Leave a comment down below and ask any questions that you're curious about that I didn't cover. This is just an update on my child. Every child's different, and my youngest this year is the one we're taking the easiest, most relaxing route for. I do have 3 other videos coming out on the updates on the curriculum. I will be more thorough in for my older children because there's a lot more that goes into their education and to how we're doing it. It's something that I enjoy doing with my children. Homeschooling has been something that I've been doing for 9 years. So we're lifers. My oldest is going into 9th grade next year. And yeah, so I got other videos coming out more about this. Again, I don't know how long it'll take me to get through all of these because I have other stuff going on and I'm trying to post more and film more and be more present. This year, yeah, but that's a whole nother story. Again, if you like more videos like this, if you give it a thumbs up, I'll make more videos like this. I shall see you guys on the next one. And like I always say, stay safe out there because it's crazy right now, guys. Make good choices and see you on the next one. Bye, guys.